Just got done watching my Rangers take care of business in Game 3. Cliff Lee's a beast. Put me in a little better mood when I'm talking about this game. So, the Rangers up 2-1. Should be 3-0 on the Yankees, but that's not what we're here to talk about, is it, guys? Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys. This one, you start getting callous to it. This is our fourth loss. All four of them have been kind of the same. Cowboys outgain the other team by over 100 yards. Doesn't matter. This team is outgaining everyone they've played by an average of around 120 yards. This team has a top 5 offense and a top 5 defense. Doesn't matter. When you're going to get penalties at crucial junctures in the game, heck, it's not even crucial at times. They just do it for the heck of it. And when you're going to turn the ball over in your territory twice, you can't win the game. You got to talk about the man of the hour first, Tony Romo. Tony right now, you watch him play, and 90% of the time, and I'm not even saying this is a homer, 90% of the time he looks like top 5 quarterback in the league. He does. He's putting up those numbers. He's making those great throws. But the other 10%, maybe even 5%, that's all it takes to turn a whole ball game around. It just makes just boneheaded decisions, man. The one though, you can give him a pass. Well, no, you don't. You can't give him a pass. But the first interception, for some reason, our left tackle doesn't move. So he's getting a free rush. The guy's getting a free rush on Romo. But you got to eat it there. Tony, you just got to eat that and punt. You can't throw the ball and just get it picked off. And then that led to a Vikings touchdown. And then the other one was just, great play by the Vikings. Way to disguise your defense. To drop that guy. But Tony, if that guy's not there, he probably does thread the needle and get it to him because he was, Romo was playing good, for the whole game except for those 2 passes. But it was triple coverage, 3 guys around that guy. But I have confidence that if the third man, if the guy dropping back wasn't there, he probably would have completed it. But you got to look for that. You got to put more air into it or something. That's credit to the Vikings. It's just you see this. Last week I talked about the Cowboys when they were 1-3, and I said they had no right to be 1-3. Well, I guess I need to take that back because now they're 1-4. They're doing the same crap that they're doing. They deserve to be 1-4. You look at around. That's what's so frustrating about it. Like, at first you're mad. First you're just pissed off about it. But then, you start looking at it and it's like, do these guys even care? And one of the things to an example of that is, last week we had an excessive celebration penalty. However crappy the call was, whatever you want to say, that's what was called. We score our first touchdown, and Miles leapfrogs Roy. That's on the guys, but also it speaks to the leadership on this team, whether it be the coaching staff, the guys on the field. There's no accountability, and so they do that, and good ups there by Miles. But then you set us back on the kickoff. You would just think that these guys would have a little more of a killer instinct mindset. When the Cowboys played the Texans, that's what it was. You didn't see the guys joking around and stuff. It was business against the Texans, and we whipped the dog out of them. And you've seen how good the Texans have played this year. Now, that being said, right now I will say, in that video, I just say this to the Houston fans right now. In the video after we beat Houston, I said, Texas fans, shut up. Y'all can talk now because y'all are better than the Cowboys. And I don't care if we beat y'all on the field. Right now, the Texans are better than the Cowboys. You look at this division that we're in. Everyone was talking about, the NFC East. Everyone sucks in the NFC East. And for the first maybe two weeks of the season, that was kind of true. But you look at it now. You look at the Eagles. The Eagles are. It doesn't matter who's playing quarterback now. They've found a rhythm, and they got a great coach in Andy Reid. And it doesn't matter if Vic's hurt and Cobb's in or Cobb's hurt and Vic's in. They're finding ways to get the job done and playing really well. The Giants may have the best defense in the league, or at least one of them, and they're finding themselves. On offense, they're still, they're fine. They're better than they're doing good what they need to do on offense, not making stupid mistakes. But their defense is killing it. And you look at the Redskins. Played a tough, hard-fought game against the Colts. That's a team, that's a scrappy team that it's playing better than the Cowboys. You look at Dallas. You got all these offensive, defensive rankings, all the yardage that we've accumulated and stuff. I mean, it's, and I feel like I'm not giving the Vikings enough credit, and they deserve it because the Vikings were in the same boat we were, and they came in and they got the job done. But you look at it, Dallas, the reason you're losing is because your special team sucks. You get all the penalties, and you turn the ball over. They had 17 of the 24 points that the Vikings scored. 10 of them came off of Tony Romo interceptions, and 7 of them came off of the kickoff return for a touchdown to start off the second half. There's no momentum. There's no consistency. Like, we'll score a touchdown, and we can't. There's no chance for us to hold the lead. We don't give our defense a chance to hold the lead. And I want to give credit to our defense. It's hard on the defense against Tennessee. Defense, I thought, for the most part, played good against the Vikings. You're not going to consistently stop Brett Favre, those wide receivers, and Adrian Peterson. But they did enough to win that game. Whenever they had, when it was moderate field position, they were able to stop the Vikings. You give it to, Brett Favre and them, inside your own 40. That's what happens. So, got the Giants next week. Initial predictions for that game, it's going to be, close ball game, and then Cowboys find a way to lose it. It's just what's happened all year so far. So, I'm not, the Cowboys fan. We don't talk about playoffs. Don't talk about nothing. Just hope we can win another ball game. So, I still think Tony Romo is the quarterback for this team. I still think he is one of the reasons that we have a chance every week to win this, to win a ball game. At the same time, though, he's making mistakes too. He's making hard mistakes that are killing this team too. So it's everybody. Roy's playing good. So, Cowboys fans, I don't know, we're having a hard time. So, congrats Vikings. Brett Favre and all you guys, y'all needed the win just as much as we did, and y'all took it. We're running out of toes to shoot off. See you guys later, guys.